Let's go back and talk a little bit more about that inform frontman. Then I've just about got over the shock of Nathan Edge giving praise to Stephen McLaughlin. Let's go talk about Oli Hawkins yesterday, Clive. He's a real asset for us up there. And, you know, I seem to be saying it week on week. He's showing what a good player he is. He can play to feet and he can be articulate, but also he can show his strength in the air. And we utilised him very, very well indeed yesterday against Bradford. They're a strong, physical, tall side, and at times they were trebling up on him to try and defend against him, and it didn't always work. He was pretty much, I'd probably say he won maybe 94-95% of his headers.
Absolutely. I mean, to look at him, he looks gangly and lightweight, and you think he'd get brushed away from most of these situations, but he doesn't. I was talking to a couple of Bradford fans after the game, and they were saying how well he played against their defenders, and they got him, as you said, they got to gang up on him to try and stop him scoring, and he still managed to score too. So I think, yes, he's a prime asset. I'm glad we've got him.
Nathan, he's a great asset to have. We were talking a little, I've been very vocal on this podcast about us getting rid of Andy Cook, and I still think that we should have kept Andy Cook, and it's a shame that he was mismanaged in some ways. But, Hawkins is a very similar player, very similar role to the one which Cook will have had, and I think the way he can play with ball to feet, the way he can play in the air is very good. But Nigel Clough, again, in his post-match, he praised him, but he also criticised him and said, look, we don't want to be putting crosses in at the far post. We want to get him near post. We want to get those first touch finishes in, because we saw it time and time again. Every time he gets the ball to the feet, he looks very, very dangerous. And, we were putting money on, it being Danny Johnson, that would be the one that we, relied on heavily for goals and finishes. But he does a lot of the running and the off the ball work. And as long as Hawkins is firing all cylinders, then long may he swoop in and score.
Yeah, I mean, when obviously Hawkins came in, it wasn't necessarily looked at as a prolific goal scorer. He hadn't got a terrific goal scoring record where he had been previously, but he's hit the ground running with us. And I think if you can play to his strength and work on that even more so like Clough was saying, get him in the right positions, not letting him sort of go to sort of the comfort zone of being a bit further back, on the sort of the back post too far out, getting him in the mix and really gambling, and if we can carry on getting those crosses in there, the likes of Stephen McLaughlin just pinging him in there, and Ollie Clark, you fancy him to continue getting the goals. But there's more to his game. I think hopefully the more the season goes on, he'll build that partnership with Danny Johnson, and we'll start to see more from him at some point. So I think he's, obviously after he just scored 2 goals, but I think he's looking like he's going to be a really good signing for us this season, and could play a big part. I think we missed him for a lot of the game on Tuesday night as well. So, and I think that speaks volumes.